streets back. The streets back. Meech on. Meech, welcome back. Salute. All my other G's coming to the crib. That Nino Breeze finna drop tomorrow. What type of are you? You better get ready for this ride, cause the streets is back. Let us know what type of hustler are you? What type of go-getter are you? Are you a leader or a follower? If you're a follower, just sit back, put on your seatbelt, and go for the ride.
It looks like 50 Cent is having a field day right now because Rick Ross just stirred up a storm that no one can ignore. Word on the street is that Ross pulled an outrageous move, allegedly scamming Big Meech out of something major. And Big Meech? He's reportedly so furious that rumors are swirling he may have taken drastic action against Ross. Yes, it's that intense. The wildest part? Everyone seemed to see this coming, except for Big Meech himself. This drama has the internet on fire, playing out like the climactic finale of a chaotic reality show. Fans are glued to every development, treating each update like it's breaking news. But let's take a step back. What did Meech really expect from someone with Rick Ross's history? That loyalty was shaky from the start. Honestly, for those who've been paying attention, this so-called betrayal isn't shocking at all. And now 50 Cent is jumping into the chaos, throwing shade at both Big Meech and Lil Meech all over social media. Ever since Rick Ross turned on him, 50's been on a relentless trolling spree. But here's where it gets even crazier. Big Meech was once cozying up to Rick Ross, treating him like some kind of savior. Right out of the gate, the moment Big Meech walked out of prison, he made some eyebrow-raising choices. Instead of staying quiet or showing loyalty to those who genuinely had his back, he went all in as a Rick Ross superfan. And let's be real, Meech knew exactly what he was doing. He was fully aware of the long-standing beef between Ross and 50 Cent. Now, it's not like 50 expected Meech to square up or anything, but come on. Meech didn't just make peace with Ross. He went full-on cheesing in pictures mode, acting like Ross was the one who stood by him during all those years behind bars. Can you imagine how that must have felt to 50? It was like twisting a knife right into his back. But it didn't stop there. Oh no. Meech went a step further by linking up with Floyd Mayweather, another figure with his own share of issues with 50. And then there's Lil Meech, who's been out here pulling moves that feel like a slap in the face to the man who literally handed him a $5 million start and a career on a silver platter. Seriously, is that how you thank someone who changed your life? That's not just disrespect, it's downright ruthless. Sure, some people love to claim 50 made millions off Big Meech's name, but at least he built something solid, a hit TV series, a platform, and a lasting legacy. Now let's talk about Rick Ross. What's his contribution? He didn't just treat Big Meech like a friend, he turned him into a pawn in some clout-chasing chess game. Ross played it perfectly. He knew exactly what kind of chaos would unfold and leaned into it, soaking up the headlines and feeding his ego at every step. But as soon as things started to go south, Ross pulled a classic move. He ducked out before the backlash could hit. And just like that, out of nowhere, he's talking about some mysterious shoulder injury. Really? Now we're supposed to feel sorry for him because his shoulder's acting up? It's a ridiculous twist to an already wild story. Come on now. The internet saw through that move immediately. It was the perfect way to dodge all the heat and drama without uttering a single word. And here's the real kicker. Ross didn't just throw out that injury claim to drum up sympathy. Nope. He used it as a sneaky way to put distance between himself and Big Meech, without ever admitting to anything. Cold move, but totally on brand for Ross. That shoulder excuse wasn't just about Big Meech either. Ross was also sidestepping his own fans, the same ones he duped with that shady cryptocurrency venture Boss Token. People were outraged, calling him Rug Ross after he left them high and dry, pulling the rug out from under those who trusted him with their hard-earned money. And when the whole scheme collapsed, Ross hit the ground hard, with no safety net in sight. Then there's the timing. Just days after the accusations about lying to Big Meech blew up, suddenly Ross has a busted shoulder. That's suspicious, to say the least. It screams strategic injury, like he was trying to quietly slip out the back door before things got any worse. But it doesn't end there. Rumor has it that Ross was behind the scenes hyping Meech up, telling him to hit up 50 Cent for more money, stirring the pot, then stepping back like he wasn't involved. The result? Big Meech ended up with nothing. No deals, no respect, no loyalty. It's gotten so bad that other artists are keeping their distance from him, like he's carrying some kind of bad luck curse. And those Wingstop franchises everyone thought Meech was going to turn into a gold mine? Turns out Ross had other plans. Behind the scenes, he sold most of them off, leaving just 2, and poured the cash into his real estate empire. It's cutthroat out here, and Ross is showing no remorse. Without Ross's slick talking and shady maneuvers, Big Meech might have had a real chance at making a serious comeback. The streets were primed for it. Meech had the name, the story, and the legacy. But instead of staying sharp, he let Ross steer the whole operation straight into chaos. From there, every move just got more reckless. And Lil Meech? He was out there throwing millions around, splurging on Chrome Hearts jeans and designer fits, trying to keep up with rappers like Gunna. No budgets, no business investments, just flex after flex. Now, it's all gone. Fame, fortune, the whole empire, poof. Social media's been ruthless, roasting Big Meech for how quickly this so-called partnership with Rick Ross turned into a complete disaster. What started as flashy photo ops and big promises ended in a public meltdown. And the loudest critic in the mix? Michael Rainey Jr. He didn't mince words. He flat out said he doesn't feel sorry for either Big Meech or Lil Meech. In his eyes, they're both grown men who should have seen the setup coming from a mile away. Meanwhile, 50 Cent is loving every second of it. He's lurking on the internet, dropping sly comments, laughing it up and basically saying, "I told y'all." It's like he's been waiting for this exact moment to rub it in, and he's not letting it go. Everyone knows, when it comes to beef, 50 doesn't mess around. Cross him once, and it's game over. Even DJ Vlad couldn't help but co-sign that vibe. He said it loud and clear. 50 Cent is the last person you want to cross. He'll take the whole building down to prove his point and won't even bat an eye doing it. And let's be honest, Big Meech isn't the first person Rick Ross has left out in the cold. Ross has a history of walking away from people when they need him the most. Take his own crew, for example. Remember when he left them stranded up in Canada? They got jumped and dealt with all kinds of trouble while Ross just bailed. When he finally returned, what did he say? That it was some kind of test to see how tough they were. Seriously, who does that? That's not leadership. That's calculated chaos. And let's not pretend this is new. Ross has been pulling these moves for years. He's all smiles in your face, but when things start to fall apart, he's the first to vanish. It's all about looking out for number one. Ross plays the long game, but only for his own benefit. Everyone else? Completely expendable. Even Whack 100 had to step in, pointing out that Ross was the real villain in this entire drama between 50 Cent and Big Meech. Whack saw it coming from day one. He called it like it is. Ross was playing both sides and setting Meech up for failure from the start. Let's be real here. Rick Ross was never a true friend to Big Meech. He had his own game plan from the jump. Ross hyped Meech up, made it seem like they'd conquer the industry together, while quietly turning him against the one person who actually gave him a platform, 50 Cent. Ross dangled all those big promises, money moves, business ventures, flashy opportunities, but when the time came to deliver, it was all just talk. Nothing real backed it up. Say what you want about Whack 100, but in this case, he hit the mark. If Ross truly wanted to help Meech get back on top, he would have worked behind the scenes, stayed silent, and protected the bag. Instead, Ross went full throttle online, mocking 50, boasting about snagging the BMF series rights, and throwing Meech into a glaring spotlight he wasn't prepared for. That's not friendship, it's sabotage with a fake smile. Ross knew from the jump he wasn't going to make good on those promises, and now it's clear, none of them are coming to fruition. These days, Rick Ross is radio silent when it comes to Big Meech. No updates, no posts, just crickets. All his energy now is focused on whatever pads his own pockets. And Big Meech? He's out of the money-making picture entirely. But here's the jaw-dropper that has everyone talking. Word is, Rick Ross is actually the reason Big Meech's Welcome Home benefit concert got canceled. Yes, while many pointed the blame at 50 Cent, it was Ross who allegedly pulled the strings behind the scenes. And why would he do it? Simple. He didn't want Meech stealing the spotlight. Ross wasn't interested in helping Meech rise back up. He wanted him out of the picture. While Ross was out front playing the good guy, he was quietly ensuring Meech stayed sidelined. That kind of double cross hits differently. And when 50 finally spoke out, via a now-deleted post, it was a mic drop moment. I had nothing to do with this. Please stop calling my phone. I sincerely hope you have a nice day today. Happy Valentine's Day. I'm stronger than you think I am. It wasn't just a message, it was a statement. 50 knew the truth, and now the world does too. At first, people doubted him, but now the pieces are falling into place. Big Meech genuinely believed Rick Ross had his back. After all, Ross made that infamous BMF track, rapping, "I think I'm Big Meech." It was wild. and kind of flattering. But here's the question that's got everyone scratching their heads. What if Rick Ross wasn't just admiring Meech? What if he actually wanted to be him? It might sound far-fetched, but think about it for a second. Ross built his whole brand by borrowing the identities and legacies of real-life street legends, especially the ones with major kingpin status. This isn't just some wild internet theory. It's backed up by years of public drama. His very name comes from a notorious figure, the real Freeway Rick Ross, a drug lord who gained infamy in the 80s and was still serving time when the rapper rose to prominence. And when the real Rick Ross finally got out, he didn't hold back, immediately calling out the rapper and taking him to court for lifting not just his name, but his entire identity. This wasn't just a passing squabble. The real Rick Ross filed multiple lawsuits starting in 2005, accusing the rapper of trademark infringement and identity theft. By 2010, those lawsuits were hitting headlines, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. Freeway Rick Ross, the man who actually earned the name in the streets, wanted his identity back. The rapper, meanwhile, stayed mostly silent, seemingly letting his fame, fortune, and influence speak for him. The legal battle hit a turning point in 2013 when a judge finally ruled in favor of rapper Rick Ross, aka William Leonard Roberts II. Despite the real Rick Ross's claims, the court decided the rapper's use of the name was protected as free speech under the First Amendment. Just like that, the original's attempts to reclaim his name were over. The rapper didn't have to give up his moniker and got to keep riding on the identity he'd adopted. And let's be real, Ross's background as a former corrections officer may have given him a strategic advantage. In a world where perception is everything, the rapper had all the cards: a polished image, a loyal fan base, and the power of celebrity. So if Rick Ross could pull that off once, why wouldn't he try it again with Big Meech? It's not that far-fetched to think Ross might have seen another chance to co-opt a legendary identity and spin it into his own success story. He's already shown he can lean on real street narratives, reshape them, and make them his own. Big Meech's name, legacy, and mystique could have been just another opportunity for Ross to amplify his brand. Sure, Ross claimed to respect Meech, but looking back, was it admiration, or was it just another calculated move to cement his position as hip-hop's self-styled boss? First, Rick Ross drops that BMF song, acting like he's Big Meech himself. Then, a few years later, he pulls something eerily similar with Larry Hoover. By 2021, it was clear. This isn't a one-off. It's a pattern. Ross has a long track record of name-dropping real street legends, people like Hoover, a genuine kingpin, just to add weight to his lyrics and amp up his image. All the while, Larry Hoover was still behind bars, and Ross was using his name like it was a golden ticket. Ross would drop Hoover's name in his songs, making it seem like they were tight. But when push came to shove, and it was time to actually support Hoover's cause, he vanished, gone. Like smoke on a windy day. Rumor has it, Ross even paid out millions to the gangster disciples just to keep using Hoover's name without stirring up trouble. But when it came time to put in real effort, showing up, offering tangible support, he went silent. No actions, no real contributions, just more lyrics filled with grandiose claims, using someone else's legacy to stack his own pockets, and people weren't letting it slide. Social media was on fire, with fans and critics alike dragging Ross. They called him out for being all talk, all flash, no real backbone. Some still say he completely fumbled when it came to actually showing up. He never even made it to the stadium where efforts to support Hoover were supposed to happen. Whether he was scared, unprepared, or just uninterested, one thing was clear: Rick Ross was nowhere to be found. Fast forward, and here we are again. Same script, different cast. Big Meech now finds himself in the same situation. It's the same cycle, the same faux loyalty. History's repeating itself. No wonder 50 Cent once said he's never respected Ross as a person. To 50, Ross has always been someone who flips on you without warning. It's not about friendship, loyalty, or respect. It's always about Rick Ross. It's always been about him. And right now, 50 Cent is probably kicking back, watching all this drama unfold with a sly grin. The best part for him? He didn't even have to do anything. The whole situation unraveled on its own. Now 50 is just stacking his cash, locking down new projects, and moving like the boss he's always claimed to be. Meanwhile, Big Meech and Lil Meech are out here scrambling, allegedly bouncing from celebrity to celebrity, looking for help to stay afloat. It's a stark contrast. 50, calm and collected, running his empire, while the others are caught up in a whirlwind of chaos and empty promises. And the wildest twist? Rick Ross was out here clowning 50 Cent, calling him broke and laughing about him struggling to secure that loan for his movie studio. Ross seemed to think he was sitting pretty, but the tables have turned. That loan just got approved a few days ago, and now 50 is moving full speed ahead. Meanwhile, Ross is stuck on the sidelines watching it all unfold. Fans are convinced Ross must be fuming. Imagine the frustration. Just a few weeks ago, he was boasting about allegedly buying 50's masters, a claim that now looks like pure nonsense. In hindsight, it was never real. And now 50 didn't just win the war, he never even had to fight. The game played itself, and 50 just stayed focused, coming out on top. As for Big Meech and Lil Meech, the lesson here has been harsh. But at this stage, it might be too late. 50 Cent isn't looking to bring Lil Meech back into the fold, and as far as Big Meech is concerned, that bridge seems burned for good. One person who saw it all coming was Zip with the Drip. From the start, he backed 50 and called it. Ross would eventually flip on Big Meech. And now, that prediction looks spot on. Ross bailed, and Meech is left with nothing but regret and missed opportunities. Social media has been relentless. Fans are chiming in, and many agree it's the end of the road for Meech's hopes of a music industry comeback. He had one solid chance, and it slipped through his fingers because he backed the wrong player. All those years behind bars could have been a time to reflect and plan, to come out sharper, wiser. But instead, Meech's moves have been chaotic, and now it's costing him. One online commenter summed it up perfectly. Let me get this straight. You already know that line is followed by a heavy dose of disappointment and cold, hard truth. It's a tough pill to swallow, but it seems Big Meech's best shot at rebuilding his legacy might have just slipped away, leaving fans to wonder what could have been. A former corrections officer turning his back on someone who actually served serious time? Let's be real, who didn't see that coming? It's like a two-faced man getting outmaneuvered by another two-faced man. There's only one word to sum it all up: karma. And this karma wasn't just cold, it was piping hot, fresh out of the oven, and served with zero remorse. But here's the real question. What happens next? Is Big Meech quietly sitting back, plotting his revenge against Rick Ross? Or is he just going to let it slide while the internet continues to roast him? The fallout is everywhere. Every blog, every tweet, every post. This drama isn't just simmering, it's boiling over. And it's not like Meech is coming out clean in this mess. He's catching heat from every direction, including rumors that he backstabbed his childhood friend, Cuff. If true, it just adds another layer to the betrayal. So is this just one big cycle of double crosses and blown chances? Or is Meech caught in a mess he can't escape from? That's the big question on everyone's mind. Meanwhile, Rick Ross is staying silent, 50 Cent is smiling from the sidelines, and fans are eating up every new twist. It's a real-life soap opera, and the plot only thickens with each passing day. What do you think? Is Meech gearing up for payback, or is he stuck cleaning up the chaos he helped create? Feel free to share your thoughts on this wild saga, because it's only getting crazier from here.